Hi guys, this is Shikhar. We are going to study NISM Series, Chapter 6, Measuring Investment Returns. Absolute return equals to end value minus beginning value divided by beginning value into 100. Absolute returns are not appropriate for comparing the performance of investments made for different periods of time. That is, because the computation of absolute return does not take into account the holding period of investment. Annualized return. Annualized return is a standardized measure of return on investments in which the return is computed as percent per annum. To analyze, the absolute rate of return is multiplied by a factor such as 365 divided by the number of the days the investment was held, 12 divided by the number of months the investment was held, 1 divided by the number of years the investment was held. Total return. Total return is a return computed by comparing all forms of return earned on the investment with the principal amount. Thus, the total return is the annualized return calculated after including all benefits from the investment like dividend, interest income, etc. Total return can be positive as well as negative. An investment option that provides most of the return in the form of periodic returns is an income-oriented investment. An investment option that provides most of its return from the growth in its value over time is a growth-oriented investment. Compound return. Compound return is earned when the interest earned in one period is added back to the principal amount to generate a new principal on which interest is computed for the next period. As a result, interest is reinvested in the asset, so the interest is earned on interest. Next, future value of a single cash flow. FV equals to PV into 1 plus R to power n, where FV is the future value, PV is the present value or investment or expenses today, R is the rate of interest, N is the number of periods which can be months or year, etc. Present value of a single cash flow. PV equals to FV divided by 1 plus R to power n. Future value in Excel equals to FV open parenthesis rate, NPER, PMT, PV, type, close parenthesis. Present value in Excel equals to PV open parenthesis rate, NPER, PMT, FB, type, close parenthesis. EMI calculation in Excel equals to PMT open parenthesis rate, NPER, PV, FB, type, close parenthesis. SIP amount calculation in Excel. Use EMI calculation formula. PMT equals to 0 and type equals to 0 in case of single cash flow, where PMT equals to a regular investment amount or can be EMI amount, type equals to 1 for investments and 0 for EMI calculations. Loan value is entered in PV for calculation of EMI. In case of half yearly compounding, enter rate as rate divided by 2 and NPR as NPR into 2. Similarly, for quarterly and monthly compounding, use 4 and 12 as factors. Nominal rate of return. Rate at which money invested grows. Real rate of return. Rate at which the purchasing power of an investment increases. Inflation adjusted return. Large bracket, open parenthesis, 1 plus nominal rate, close parenthesis, divide by, open parenthesis, 1 plus inflation rate, close parenthesis, large bracket close, minus 1. Inflation adjusted return is also known as real rate of return. Tax adjusted returns equals to nominal rate into 1 minus tax rate. IRR. IRR is the discount rate at which the investment's NPV equals 0. At least one negative cash flow and one positive cash flow are necessary for IRR. NPV is an absolute number, IRR is expressed in percentage terms. IRR reflects investment performance as well as cash flows. IRR cannot be used if cash flows are not uniformly spread over time. XIRR is used for if cash flows divided by time period is not uniformly spread. NPV and IRR both are discounted cash flow models. XIRR and IRR function is particularly useful when CAGR has to be computed for a series of cash flows rather than just a beginning and ending value of an investment. If the IRR is greater than or equal to minimum hurdle rate, the investment is considered to be financially worthwhile. This hurdle rate may be a benchmark or the investor's cost of funds. If an investment involves only one cash outflow or inflow and a series of future inflows or outflows at periodic regular intervals, IRR can be used as bonds or loans, for example. If an investment involves multiple inflows and outflows coming in at uneven time intervals, CAGR can be used. Equities like equity shares and mutual funds. Sharpe Ratio. Sharpe Ratio measures risk-adjusted returns, also known as reward to variability ratio.